What is your American dream?
My American dream is that everyone's human rights upheld and respected, and that no family is ever separated. My American dream is an America where everyone is treated with dignity and can reach their fullest potential and feel safe and loved.
So that we can all live in dignity together in the same dream of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King and Mahatma Gandhi, where we want to build a beloved community. We are not judged by the color of our skin, but by the intent of our character.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Welcome, everybody. It's Hump Day, Wednesday, March 11th. My name is Brad Bernstein. I am joined by the beautiful Vanessa, boss. Not boss lady anymore. You've graduated to boss.
Whoa,
Just boss. Contreras.
Hey.
Yonathan. Yo, Elias. Baby boy.
Yeah.
Dr. Love.
Dr. Love. How do we get to Dr. Love for Yo-Yo?
There was a point of time you weren't here yet. What happened though?
It was a Hump Day thing, and you were talking about maybe something romantic or something. And you're like, and then he just dubbed himself Dr. Love. There wasn't even dubbed by anybody else.
No, everybody was saying it. It wasn't just me.
Well, it's Hump Day again.
It's Hump Day, right?
So Dr. Love is in the building.
Oh, by the way, here, take some of this.
Yes.
You need some of this.
absolutely.
Everybody,
Yes.
By the way, before we start the show, everybody
safe.
should be Pirelli.
Everybody.
All right, there we go. Pirelli.
All
Now
right.
we can say hello.
I feel clean.
Now we can say hello.
Still elbowing
Yeah,
people.
so
though.
I don't shake hands anymore. You shaking
Me
hands?
either,
No, I'm not kissing anybody.
I
either.
bumped into someone that did the foot thing. I was like,
Really?
okay, you're right.
Right. You could
Or
do it.
I started going towards them. They thought I was going to give them my hand. I was like, don't worry, not shaking your hand.
Nah.
But I don't see anybody.
Joke's on you.
But are you coming across anybody who's sick? I'm not coming across
No,
anybody
but I'm not
who's
trying to-
coughing.
Everybody, yes, on the train.
On the
man.
train, people are
There was
coughing?
this guy today, and I'm telling you, he had a mask on, and then he had the nerve to be coughing in it, and he looked really
He ill?
suspicious. Like his hands are kind of peeling. I was like, oh my God.
Peeling.
He was peeling hands.
I was like, but
Peeling hands and coughing into a mask.
and I hate to like judge people off of
Maybe he
just
just wasn't moisturizing enough, Yonathan. I
Right.
don't know if you could say he has
Probably
coronavirus.
just ashy. Okay?
Nah, man, it looked real suspicious.
Well, you know who's not suspicious? Our Brad Scott.
All right, let's say
right.
hello to Dion Watson, Squad Up, Javel Finnegan, how are you? Jessica Levy, Joelle Reed, Monica Stone, Squad Up, Nina God Pickney saying Squad Up to Dawn with a little red heart. Jessica Levy, Squad Up, Brad, Yo-Yo, Nesquick, Jill, Jenny, Pizza, Julian, and the whole crew. Big up, Uncle BC Self. Uno
Yeah.
BC. What is Uno BC Self? Am I missing that part? Or
BC Self.
I don't know. I wanted to read everything she wrote because I think the other day she was insulted that we never even mentioned her. Joezi Igomo, say Squad Up, guys. How are you? Monica Stone, Squad Up. Christy Consali. Who else we got? Lisa Bling Rose, Squad Up. Myrtle Ray. By the way, boss.
What's up?
You notice that we have a lot of people who watch every day.
Yeah.
We call them the Brad Squad. Very, very dedicated people to our show.
Loyal.
Loyal.
Loyalty.
Kurt Tanis is watching, and Demore Romed saying Squad Up on YouTube. Back it up, Ricky. Also part of the Brad Squad.
Yeah.
Donald Horton, part of the squad. Max Santos, Max Young, Sexy Shan Myers, all part of the squad. Jean Love says hello, everyone. Hi, Brad and Yo-Yo. Hello, Nesquick.
Hey.
Squad Up all. Cindy Albert, Squad Up. Nimra Harris, how are you? Nazia Mushtaq has a question.
Her?
Jamila Russell, how are you? And Cordella Douglas Vanessa Contreras, Bolaji Muhammad, and on Instagram, Gambian Rhino, saying squad up. Uncaring Mabel, House of Tam Tom, and 2 others.
On Instagram.
Youngster Machine is joined. Natasha Campbell, 8082, First Lady Samuels, and Yuli added.
Hey.
And to answer everybody's first question, it hasn't been asked yet, but I know it's on the tip of everybody's tongue.
What is it?
Why is Uncle Brad screaming?
Right, you show it.
Because I was told that if you yell loud enough, it would scare the coronavirus away.
Okay, is that what you're
Yes,
is that what we're
I'm
doing?
scaring it away.
I guess we'll just all yell.
Everybody just yell at it. Get away from me, coronavirus! Get away!
So what's the excuse from before the coronavirus?
It was also the influenza virus is also very scared of loud voices.
There you go. I was wondering.
Brad's just yelling at all the germs.
That's every last one of them. All right, Boston, Yo-Yo, why don't you tell everybody what they need to do while I get ready for some schmoozing?
Absolutely. All right, everybody. It is Hump Day.
Oh yeah.
So
Hump
that
Day.
means that means we're going to be showing a lot of amazing, or talking about a lot of amazing news. So we're definitely going to need everybody to please join the Facebook fan page on all social media. Okay, so join the Facebook fan page. It's a VIS, very important squad member, squaddy. And what you get with that is a lot of different incentives. One in particular is you get different videos that we won't post online on our different platforms, but the most important thing is you guys to literally put in your question anytime throughout the day, anytime, and we will ask those before any of the questions that we ask during social media check-in. All right, so like I said, it is Hump Day. We need you guys all to share.
Just a PSA announcement to the sensitive members of the Brad Squad, such as Asset Lindo, who is very sensitive that I missed calling out her name.
Yeah.
We love you, Asset. Go back to Boss and Yo-Yo.
We love you, Asset. All right, so Asset, also let everybody else know that we need to share, all right? This is a big thing that this is the way we get the show out. Not only by sharing, but starting our watch parties, but we start that after the schmoozing. So right now, what I need you guys to focus on is sharing. We need you all to do it at the same time. Maybe that will help get the show out a lot more to different people, all right? So if you guys have never joined us, the way you share, all you have to do is click that little arrow that's pointing to the right. It says share, and share it to anybody's page, share it to groups, any groups that you're a part of, cultural groups, any groups where you think that someone might need help or might know someone that needs help, or just want a fun show to watch, because we're pretty fun, right?
I would say so.
Yeah. And it's Hump Day, so warn them.
Right.
Warn them first, all right? Also put in all your comments, your questions, everything that you have, put it in the comment section right now. Like, love, smiley face, wild face, mad face, whatever emotion. Yeah, whatever emotion that you're feeling. The like, the hearts, all of that. Make sure you show that love onto the video right there. And what are we going to do on YouTube?
On YouTube, guys, if you haven't already, you're going to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you know when we are on Brad Show Live every day. And you can also share on YouTube, so make sure you find that little arrow and you message this to someone. You can copy paste it into a text message. Let people know that we are on live. Our show, not only are we answering your immigration questions, but we are giving you the news of the day.
By the way, second PSA, at the end of me answering immigration questions, we're going to pick out of the name machine.
Yes.
Perfect.
We're going to pick out of the name machine the winner of the free consultation with me. So the free consultation contest is over. We're going to pick out the winner in about 45 minutes. But in the meantime, we have a new one.
Yeah.
So just remind everybody.
Exactly.
Already.
Yeah, alrighty team. So if you haven't already, make sure that you're following us on Instagram at Brad Show Live. You will find this pink post, which is our new contest where we are offering a consultation with Brad.
Is this Breast Cancer Awareness Month and I missed out?
No, that's October.
So why is our
It's
post
still
pink?
International Women's
Women's
Month.
Month.
Okay.
Come on, Brad. Focus.
Right.
Are still.
I thought after the day it's over.
No, obviously
I see.
not. We are offering our free
Right.
consultation
I thought
on
it was
this
Breast
pink
Cancer
post.
Awareness Month and I missed out.
No, it's just Boss Lady Month, okay? All us ladies, Boss ladies, it's our month, so make sure that you are following us on Instagram, and in order to get your name in the name machine and potentially win this consultation with Brad, you have to comment and tag 5 friends. If you comment again and comment again, as long as you tag 5 or more friends, that will enter your name numerous times into the name machine, and I think it's time.
Yeah. By the way, Breast Cancer Awareness Month is October.
It is.
It is October.
October.
Yeah.
Right.
My birthday's in October, that's why I always remember that.
Okay, there you go. All right, guys, well, let's find out what else is going on in the world with Schmoozing with Brad.
All right, I have in my hand, I think I told Joe, I said she gave me a whole chicken dinner of news.
Yeah.
I mean, we could go through all of dinner.
Yes.
And not get through all of this.
But we have some fun Hump Day stories in there.
I think so. I think so.
So, love Wednesdays.
Well, yesterday, Joe Biden swept most of the primary states, not all of them. He won the big ones: Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, Idaho, North Dakota, and Washington State. The 6-state contest marked the first time voters weighed in on the primary since it came basically down to Biden and Warren. The former vice president's victory in Michigan, as well as Missouri, Mississippi, Idaho, dealt a big blow to Sanders. Most people at this point do not believe that there is a pathway for Bernie Sanders to win the nomination. Most Democrats were asking Bernie Sanders today to withdraw for 2 reasons. One, because of the coronavirus, because they don't want to have big meetings with lots of voters and perhaps get their candidate sick.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe Biden's 77 years old. He gets coronavirus, who knows what will happen.
Right.
All right. So they don't want their candidates to get sick, and they also don't want others who would come to rallies and who would come out to vote to get sick as well.
I mean,
so they were asking, because the contest is basically over, there's no pathway for Bernie Sanders to win. They were asking him to bow out gracefully so that way we can end this primary, anoint Biden the winner, and avoid having big crowds, big political rallies, a lot of shaking hands where maybe people would get sick.
Do we think he'll let it go I mean, not to say easily, because there's nothing easy.
Right.
But.
So at 1 o'clock today, Bernie Sanders had a press conference up in Vermont, and everybody thought he was going to bow out. And what did he say?
He didn't.
Hell no, I won't go!
I knew it. I knew it.
And quite frankly,
he's going to fight his fight.
He had a heart attack and he's back. Why would he give up now, right?
And this is probably going to be the last time he's ever going to run.
Be able to run. I mean,
right.
Yeah.
And Sanders did win. He did win 2 of the states, North Dakota and Washington.
Yeah.
And Washington, they're still waiting. It's very close in Washington, but in North Dakota he did win. But he said he is not
Joe for president and Bernie for vice president.
But he is not. Who's Bernie? Oh, Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
Oh wow, they should join forces.
Right.
They should join forces. Maybe. Now.
Maybe.
Now, also, there was a kind of a testy issue between Joe Biden and a testy worker at a rally in Detroit yesterday. Let's watch. Did you see this?
I'm not taking that gun away at all. You need 100 rounds? No. I did not say that. That's not true. I did not say that.
Right. So, as a matter of fact, Joe Biden called out the guy and said, "That's bullshit." I didn't hear that part in the video, but I saw that video earlier. He gets a little testy, this guy. He's very testy. He actually said the man accused Biden of actively trying to end the Second Amendment of protecting people allowing to have guns in their home. Biden, excuse the euphemism, shot back.
Ha.
Ha!
No pun intended.
No pun intended. And said, "You're full of shit." And went on to say that he supports the Second Amendment, but you don't need 100 rounds of ammo.
That's true.
Right?
You don't.
I mean, I don't know why you need 100 rounds of ammo to protect your home or kill Bambi. Right? It's not much of a sport to kill Bambi if you have 100 rounds of ammo.
It's not.
All right. So, meanwhile, who announced today that the COVID-19 viral disease, otherwise known as coronavirus, is now a pandemic. Who?
Wow.
World Health Organization.
Exactly, the World Health Organization. The Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus
He is Ethiopian.
said this is the first pandemic caused by the coronavirus, as he announced the ratcheting up of a health emergency to its highest level. He urged countries to act now to stop the disease. I think they came a little late to the party. I think we all knew already.
Right.
Right? I don't know why they had to announce it. They had a big... I think countries should start to work on stopping this.
Right.
I think we knew that one already.
Hey, they had to make it official.
But they made it official today. 8 countries, including the United States, are now each reporting more than 1,000 cases of coronavirus. 120,000 people worldwide here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, and what the heck is going on in Italy? They said that nearly almost 200 people died in 24 hours.
Yes, Italy.
Nearly how many?
200 people in 24 hours.
Italy
What?
outside of China, outside of China and Iran,
came out.
Italy has the largest epidemic of
crazy.
coronavirus. They are on lockdown in Italy right now. I mean, really, when you're dealing with a virus like this, there's only three things you can do to stop it. Okay? You can treat it, but there is no treatment for the coronavirus right now. You can prevent it with a vaccine, but there's no vaccine right now. Or you can stop the transmission from person to person, which is basically everybody has to be locked down. Other than that, there's no way to stop it. I mean, what other way do you know to stop it?
So if they did that, like, would people just have to stay in their homes?
Well, people would have to stay away from each other and stay in their homes.
Yeah.
And
that makes sense.
Right, and those people who are sick would go through the sickness. Some would die, and after 14 days, you're okay, because that's the
time.
That's the time frame it takes to go through everything.
I feel like
that's what.
do that.
By the way, that's what they did in Wuhan, in China.
Oh, really?
Today is
And
Wednesday.
did that help?
Yeah, now Wuhan, the cases of coronavirus have gone down dramatically in Wuhan, and people are going back to work now.
See, why we can't do that?
Because we live in a free society. Now, the severe outbreak in Italy. I don't know about 200 deaths overnight, but in my card here, there's 630 deaths in total associated. It says 200 in the news?
Yeah, it just came out.
And there's more than 10,000 cases, only second to China. Now, what's scaring me about this whole coronavirus is nobody really knows. You know, the news is reporting that most people who are getting sick are elderly people or people with a problem with their immune system or have some underlying disease. But then you read in the newspaper some healthy guy, 32 years old, is dying too. So I believe, in my humble opinion, I am not a doctor, I'm just a shaggy little uncle.
Thanks for the disclaimer.
Okay, I'm just a shaggy uncle.
You're not shaggy today,
I'm
though.
not shaggy today.
No.
You know, they used to have a movie called The Shaggy DA. They're coming out with now the Shaggy Immigration Lawyer. So I just think there's different strains, and you should hope that you get a strain like that's less severe. You know, that just gives you like a little cough, and you know, just
12,000 cases in Italy. This is bananas.
Yeah, but
Now-
just overnight it's 200.
Now here's some symptoms. Okay, you need to wash your hand. Now, symptoms and prevention in this card.
Okay.
The CDC recommends washing your hands with soap and water or a hand sanitizer for 20 seconds. We did not do proper
So our even sanitizer.
even hand
for 20
sanitizer
seconds?
here. So you have to sing happy birthday twice.
I've been doing
Okay?
the ABCs.
So here, no, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear boss. Happy birthday to you. But now the hand
between-
sanitizer is gone.
Right.
Right.
There's nothing else to wash
I
here.
feel like that's good enough.
Yeah,
I mean,
all right.
this is the third time
Right.
in
My
this
hand's about to
segment.
fall off.
Even though I sanitized before we went on.
He's trying to make it a joke, but he's really having us wash our hands just because he's a germaphobe.
Exactly.
He's trying to play it off.
I'm trying to play it off as
He's
a
like,
joke.
I know you guys are commuters.
But I'm keeping safe over here.
Right.
Every man for themselves, Brad.
And also, the World Health Organization says people should wear face masks only if they are sick. But wearing a face mask apparently is not going to prevent you from getting coronavirus. I don't know if I buy that one.
PSA, this just in from Don Harry. Jamaica has 2 cases confirmed
I believe that.
by the health ministry.
Yes, I believe
No.
Yep, it's on the islands.
Oh no.
that. Yeah. So the most common symptoms are fever. 88% of the cases have fever. A dry cough.
My water, I was choking on my water before.
Fatigue.
How you feel?
You told me you were a bit tired today.
Wow. Why do you guys always have to come for me?
And phlegm.
Nope.
What is that?
Not a
like
flip.
phlegm?
Yeah.
Phlegm. Phlegm.
Nah.
D, none of the above.
Good.
Shortness of breath.
No.
Sore throat.
Why is he asking
By the
like a
way,
answer?
this sounds like the symptoms of a cold.
It is.
All right, this sounds like the symptoms of a
That's what's
cold.
so scary. You
No
don't even
cold
know,
should
like,
be taken too lightly
Yeah,
nowadays.
you can't.
Meanwhile, the stock market dropped for another day.
Wow.
Over around 3:30, it was down 6-7%. I don't know how it closed.
Jeez.
And Coachella has been postponed.
Yeah.
South by Southwest has been canceled, and they're not giving money back.
They are not giving
no
money. Listen,
refunds.
No refunds.
I would be livid.
Yeah, but it's not like they don't disclaim it when you go to purchase your ticket, but you purchase it anyway, assuming that it's not going to be canceled.
Right.
But
Well, there's gonna
now
be-
it's
Spending
canceled.
$800 to $2,000 on a ticket. I don't give a damn if you said it to me before. or
That's
not.
exactly why they're
Like,
not going to refund it.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Because they don't have the money anymore. Because
They have things to pay.
They already paid everything. You know, when you put on
That is
when you put on a
Of
concert,
course.
you got to prepay. You know, you're not getting.
This ain't Fire Island.
You're not getting.
They were
You're
ready.
not getting music acts to come unless you prepay. You're not getting. You know, all these venues unless
Deposits,
it's all.
or even the stage setups.
It's all prepaid.
You should know this, Yonathan.
I don't give a
Right,
damn.
and there's no insurance. There's no insurance policy.
Y'all
that they,
saying it real lightly, like
I'm just,
people, like,
but I'm
y'all
telling
wouldn't
you
be
though,
mad.
I would be mad. I'm just saying from a business standpoint. I'm like, if I was putting on the concert, you've already spent all the money, and there's no insurance that you can buy. The coronavirus is an act of God. Okay, so it's not like you can buy insurance. You know, to say, well, if I cancel this because there's a pandemic going around the world,
Right.
you know, the insurance companies will cover it. Nobody would ever insure that.
So why
Right.
couldn't they just postpone it just like Coachella did?
Well, maybe they just can't get the acts. Maybe they can't re-rent the spaces. I don't know.
You
Everybody
know
has
what? Look
different-
into it, Jonathan.
Nope.
You know,
I'm good.
also-
I
Investigate.
ain't,
You
I
know-
ain't pay for none of that.
You know, Coachella's in the middle of the
you just-
desert. Where is South by Southwest? Coachella's in the, is it in the middle of the desert too?
Texas.
In
It's in
Texas.
Texas
Is it? It's a
somewhere.
venue. It's not in. It's
Not
it's
a venue. I think it's
No,
outdoors.
It's outdoors.
It's
just
outdoors.
Like Coachella.
It's like a Coachella.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a music festival.
All right. Meanwhile, New Rochelle is
Yeah.
is on lockdown.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, what?
There's a case in that.
Yeah,
in the
Andrew
hospital up
Cuomo
there.
has deployed the National Guard to New Rochelle. It is the largest coronavirus hotspot in the United States of America. New Rochelle has 79,000 people live there. The creation of a containment zone for 2 weeks are going to keep about half of the city's 10,500 students at home.
Wow.
It's a 1 mile containment radius in the suburb. It emanates straight from Young Israel of New Rochelle Synagogue. 1 mile from there, that is where the hot spot for the coronavirus started, where that lawyer who went to the hospital and several others from that synagogue. Mayor de Blasio announced as of this morning there were 46 confirmed cases of coronavirus, but there's tens and tens of thousands of them. We just don't know because there's no testing being done.
Right.
Wow.
All right. My guess would be that if we were able to test like Italy was able to test or South Korea was able to test, we would be the largest coronavirus country outside of China.
Wow.
You believe that?
I believe that.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Did you see Harvey Weinstein?
Yeah.
He was sentenced to
Throw him in longer.
Yeah, he was sentenced
Right.
to 23 years in prison for rape, sexual assault.
Nasty.
He was sentenced. He was sentenced yesterday.
Nasty.
Wow.
And was he sentenced yesterday or today? He was sentenced today.
Yep.
Excuse me, today. And apparently, you know, when you go for sentencing, you know, your criminal defense lawyer gets all your friends and family to write letters on your behalf to
please.
say how much
You're a
you're
good
needed and
person.
loved and what a good person you are.
Don't fall for it.
He had
kiddos.
a total of one letter
Wow.
No.
written
Wow.
on his behalf.
Really?
Wow.
Yes, from his friend, a doctor. His brother refused to write a letter.
Wow.
His ex-wife
Well,
refused to write a letter.
Yeah,
His
that's-
first wife refused to write a letter.
Wow.
Good for
He
y'all.
arrived in the courthouse in a wheelchair.
Oh.
He was facing 5 to 29 years. He got 23. Now,
Damn.
people say, well, who is this guy? Well,
Wow.
first of all, he was the president of
mastermind.
Miramax Movies and then the Weinstein Company. He sold Miramax to Walt Disney for $60 to $70 million.
Brilliance behind so many
had-
films.
He had 90 women accuse him of sexual assault or rape,
90.
including very well-known women such as Gwyneth Paltrow,
Wow.
Salma Hayek, Uma Thurman. Now, what is very interesting is they came out, they did a survey, and they reviewed everybody's thank you speeches at the Oscar Awards, the Academy Awards, from 1990 to the present. And out of those, they wanted to see who got thanked the most between 1990 and the present. The most thanked person at the Oscars between 1990 and the present, Steven Spielberg. The second most thanked person, God.
Wow.
Wow.
The third most thanked person, Harvey Weinstein.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
That's
And which probably explains why he was able to get away with this
Because so many people.
for so
Wow.
long.
Wow.
Now there were whispers that and people were even in the Oscars ceremony several years ago. In 2013, it was hosted by Seth MacFarlane,
Right.
and he was making jokes at that time about Harvey Weinstein's sexual assaults
allegations.
and allegations. Let's watch.
Congratulations, you 5 ladies no longer have to pretend to be attracted to Harvey Weinstein.
Can you imagine? This was at the Oscars. And
Nominees are.
And people laughed.
Wow.
So everybody, what a bunch of hypocrites.
Do you think they knew?
Of course they knew.
Wow.
And nobody was saying anything all the way back in 2013.
Wow.
All right, because you don't out somebody in the Oscars like that in a joke.
Right.
Because you want to know something
Wow.
about jokes? You want to know
There's
what makes
always a little truth
There's
to
always
it.
a little.
It's so true.
What makes a joke funny is it's half true.
True.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's half true.
They say the same thing when you drunk. Whatever you say, there's always a little truth in
Just a
whatever you
little
say.
bit. Just a little bit.
I
Yeah.
believe that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
So call your baby daddies and your baby mothers when they drunk.
Uh-oh. Don't be serving Brady. Don Julio before Brad Show.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Meanwhile,
You
I'll tell
boys
you.
are real funny sometimes.
Yeah.
Be a little tipsy.
Now, I'll tell you what he was the producer for such movies as Sex, Lies, and Videotape, Pulp Fiction,
Oh, wow.
The Artist, The King's Speech, Shakespeare in Love. In fact, Harvey Weinstein's movies were nominated for over 300 Academy Awards.
Wow.
Oh, he was popping like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was
Right.
popping.
Now, Weinstein's net worth was over $300 million. He and his ex-wife, Georgina Chapman, who announced
he
their
wasn't a
divorce,
billionaire.
owned multi-million-dollar homes around the country, and even hosted a fundraiser for Barack Obama in 2012 and raised a ton of money for Barack Obama
Don't bring my
re-election.
forever president
Yeah.
into this.
Right. So,
Dang, and Barack didn't even write him a letter?
So he
Right.
that
Could have helped a little.
He and his friend Bernie Madoff, they will both be in jail till they die.
Peace.
Wow.
Yes.
Deuces.
Right. Finally,
Wow.
before we get to our Hump Day news, you know who this guy Stephen Miller is, right? He is the architect. He's the architect of Donald Trump's immigration policies. He's an advisor to Donald Trump. He looks kind of like Lurch from the Addams Family.
Yep.
He's just a
the picture.
right. Right there. Right. So he is Lurch, as we like to call him. He got married a few weeks ago at the Trump International Hotel in Washington. His bride wore black. No, I don't know what his bride wore.
I was going to say funeral service.
But now David Glasser, his uncle, who is a retired neuropsychologist, on Monday after the wedding, posted a link on Facebook to a spoof online wedding registry created by comedian Samantha Bee. The site matchmadeinhate.com contains a wish list items from U.S.-based charities that assist asylum seekers and immigrants, such as mittens, underwear, and LED lights. Now, this was the wedding registry for Stephen Miller, who is the architect of Donald Trump's family separation. Keep them in Mexico. Don't allow them. You understand the spoof?
Yeah.
Okay. So Glasser, an outspoken critic of Stephen Miller, so apparently there's a big family feud.
Yep.
He wrote on his Facebook post that he planned to donate to Hias, a Jewish American nonprofit organization that provides humanitarian aid and assistance to refugees. He wrote, Hias helped to rescue my family from Tsarist oppression in the Russian Empire in 1906. Had our refugee forebears not been helped to immigrate to the United States, they and their children would have been murdered by the racial madness of Nazism, as were the 74 of our relatives who were shut out of America by the Race and Religion-Based Immigration Exclusion Act of 1925, enacted by the America First populists of the day. Now, the website says Partners in Crime Humanity. Against Humanity. Now, Glasser told the Huffington Post that he donated $100 to kick off the fundraiser on Monday, but as of Tuesday morning, more than 30 people had contributed over $1,700 to the cause. And what is ironic is that these are the similar policies that Stephen Miller is exposing or espousing right now on behalf of Donald Trump. Similar policies from 1925. He would not be here today,
right,
if the United States didn't allow his family to be refugees here in America. He would never have been born because his forebears would have been killed by the Nazis. Meanwhile, we got to do something we like to call
Hump Day.
Hump Day.
Bring them out.
Get those camels out.
Bring them out. Bring them out. Bring them out.
It's Hump Day.
So one of the first businesses to suffer huge economic losses. We talked about the oil companies. Talked about
fashion
industry, but the industry that's really getting its ass whipped.
Oh gosh.
The strip clubs.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
Two of the top strip clubs in the country are trying to do some things to lure back their customers and not go out of business.
Wow.
The world famous Little Darlings in Las Vegas just announced a massive giveaway: 50,000 bottles of free sanitizer, one for each paying customer while supplies last.
What?
Wow.
Yes, apparently
Damn.
the strippers will have the best sanitized breasts in all of Las Vegas. Now, also across the country in Tampa, at the Deja Vu Showgirls, they're giving away free face masks to the first 10,000
Can
paying
you
customers.
imagine being in the strip club, someone's just masked up, like, we're all here for the same show,
Listen.
chilling in our face masks?
That's crazy. First
That
of all,
makes sense,
but
though.
yeah, but you know what? I'm going to tell you something. You know,
There's
you
so
go
much
to
germs
you go
in
to a
money.
strip club, that you're getting coronavirus is the least of the germs I would be worried about. What about
Right.
you? What about you, Yo-Yo?
There's a lot of germs on them singles.
I mean, you know,
Yo-Yo, all I do is I just mentioned strip club. Yo-Yo can't even talk anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
You notice that?
Yo-Yo's
all of a sudden he's tongue-tied. As soon as I mention the strip club, he's like, I'm tongue-tied. I don't know what to say.
Yo-Yo's trying to say, hey, life should go on.
listen, life's too short to be scared like that. Look, go
throw
on.
your dollar bills.
Right.
Strippers still need to make money. Dancers, excuse me. Dancers still need to pay their bills.
They need to make money. You need to enjoy your life. So, go ahead.
Apparently Playboy magazine, they're trying to go after their demographic. And they're getting now Dolly Parton,
Wow.
who turned 74 years old.
Wow.
And she is going to pose for Playboy magazine.
Wow.
Or wants to for her 75th birthday. In a recent interview with 60 Minutes Australia, Parton said, I plan to be on the cover of Playboy magazine. I thought it would be such a hoot if they go for it. I don't know if they will. I can go on, if I can be on the cover again when I'm 75.
I think she should do it.
I think it would be the best-selling thing that Playboy sold in a long time.
In a long time.
Right, because who's buying Playboy anymore?
Nobody.
Wow.
Nobody.
Because isn't it
But
Playboy they can't be fully nude now?
Why can't they be fully nude?
I think I might be wrong, but I think a couple years back they went to they changed Playboy to where they can't be fully nude on it anymore.
Is that a
She
rule?
was so stunning when she was younger.
Now, when in 1978, she was the first person to appear in the Playboy cover in the iconic bunny outfit, ears and tie.
Yeah, bring the original back.
Yeah, she was bringing the original back. Now she performs during the 53rd Country Music Association Awards at the Bridgestone Arena on November. Dolly Parton performs. Well, it's already happened.
Yeah.
On November 13th, 2019. She just brought up the Playboy photo shoot in January when she sparked what became known as Dolly Parton Challenge. Social media
that's
users.
Why the Dolly Parton. I was wondering why the Dolly Parton Challenge was
a thing.
Yeah, social media users would post 4 contrasting photos of themselves. There would be appropriate profile photos for 4 different social media. We did this too. But why is it the Dolly Parton Challenge? Oh, she was the one who started it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't know how this trend had started.
Yes, I didn't know either, but we took part in it.
Yeah.
But
there you are.
But I don't know. Yeah, I did it too. I did the Dolly Parton Challenge.
See, the LinkedIn one is also like our Brad show one.
Right.
Like, free consultation.
Right, let's go back to that
LinkedIn.
again. I forgot what my pictures look like.
LinkedIn is the professional
Facebook,
one.
I'm on Captain Steuben. Tinder, I'm in my bathrobe.
And Instagram, that's very Instagrammy.
Yeah, so in 2015, they actually said that they'll still feature women in provocative poses, but they will not be fully nude.
Nude.
Do you want to know why?
It's been a while though.
You want to know why?
2015.
Because smut now is so graphic. You know, Playboy was just like.
Maybe not.
Like they wanted to redesign it too. I mean,
yeah, it wasn't.
I don't think rebrand.
I don't think Playboy was graphic enough to make people want to buy the magazine just to see a nude woman.
Yeah, because now you can just go on your phone and then you get some freaky stuff.
Exactly.
So,
that's like
so now, like that's why this would be amazing for Playboy if they actually did have Dolly Parton.
Meanwhile, I don't even know why we have this because this doesn't apply to anybody here that I know. Okay, but there's a new dating site. It's called Dinky.
Dinky.
Oh, I heard about this.
It's for the less than endowed man. The Dinky is for smaller guys with smaller penises.
Oh wow.
Because some women just can't handle a big penis; it hurts.
Right.
So they want to promote. You know, some women say, "You know what? I get a big penis; it hurts me."
Hey man, everyone deserves
love.
Yes,
some loving.
Now it says smaller guys
how big or how small.
It says smaller guys can use the site privately and date outside of their usual network. Everyone understands the situation in advance, allowing couples to focus on getting to know each other. Now, in order to join, your penis must be smaller than 5.5 inches.
Oh my God.
What is 5?
There's a measurement requirement?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what 5.5 inches would look like.
Now, is that like...
But they're not worried about the circumference. They're just worried about the length.
So they're not worried about girth.
Girth doesn't matter.
All girth qualifies.
Right. You can have a long pencil, but that'd be completely disqualified.
At least with this app, women know what they're getting themselves into.
And that's what I'm here for, because we did do a story about I think it was a woman that wanted to sue her husband. They got engaged, they got married, and during the honeymoon, she saw that his penis was basically like an innie. Like, it was so small that
innie.
and she got mad. And she, remember, we talked about this on the show.
I think I may have been.
No, I remember we talked about it on the show.
Or you guys have brought it up around me.
Yeah, it wasn't with you, but then she wanted to sue, and people were like, yeah, because he got
played her.
yeah, because they didn't have sex before marriage. So with this app, you know what you're getting yourself into.
But don't you think an app for a man with a big penis would be a lot more exciting and enticing?
I mean,
sure
they can have that, but like
the
guys
big
with-
penis app.
No,
Yeah, but the
small ones need
little ones need love too.
Dickie needs love too, right?
No, I think the small ones need more love than the big ones, because like the small ones, that's like
That's
a fetish,
tough,
I think.
I'm sure.
I'm
mean-
sure, like this is not a lot of
What do
people
you
that
guys
have
think
small
about this
ones.
app? Can you just tell us in the comments, is this something outrageous?
I
Here
think
goes
it's good
another
for them.
app.
Now, I'll tell you what one person says here on the card that they interviewed. It said, I find sex painful with a man bigger than 4 inches.
What?
4 inches.
I
And
thought
in
you
the
were saying
past,
somebody in the
I've
Bronx
had to
said
resort
that.
to oral but missed the close intimacy of sex, said the 28-year-old.
Wow.
See, so it's perfect.
4
for-
inches.
That's listen.
You don't stick it in your
I
belly
mean,
button,
an
right?
erected 4 inches. Are we getting set?
4
right?
inches.
Right? Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Sorry to hear that.
4 inches. Let me introduce you to Groundhog Sam. 4 inches, right?
Groundhog is probably packing a little bit more than that.
All right. What else we got here? A man can smell when a woman is turned on. Did you know that?
Set now?
Yes, according to a new study, men can smell when a woman is turned on because of the aroma of her sweat.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, dudes were asked to rate women's aromas. They swabbed during various states of arousal from hot to not in order to determine the sexiest scent. In 2 nearly identical experiments, this is weird, researchers first asked 17 straight female students to bicycle for 3 minutes and work up a sweat. Then the women watched 20 minutes of the 2005 erotic cult film 9 Songs, followed by the researchers swabbing their sweat after watching the 20-minute erotic film.
Oh.
The women went through the same process a few days later, but instead of the smut, they watched a documentary about building a bridge. During a similar experiment, 7 women were asked, in addition to watch 9 Songs, to watch a dance scene from Magic Mike, starring Channing Tatum.
Ooh.
Read an excerpt from 50 Shades of Grey.
Those are all good ones.
Or take a look at 20 sexually explicit photos. Now, for comparison, these women were later subjected to watching more boring bridge building movies. Now, they then put the men to the test and asked the men to smell the scents. The scents from when the women watched the bridge making movies to the scents when they were watching something more erotic. The results found that men were more indeed attracted to women who were aroused by a large majority.
Wow.
Isn't that strange?
Well,
That is.
I mean, all that's left, team, is
Right.
social experiment. Go try this at home.
That is right.
Smell your ladies.
So what you can do, ladies, I'll tell you, if you go home, boss, and you feel that, your man's not into you for the night, just pull out 50 Shades of Grey, start reading about 20 pages of it, and then just say, hey, honey, take a whiff. What do you think now? All right, I think he'll be turned on.
All right, social experiment.
Social
Got it.
experiment.
I'll let you guys know how that goes.
Yeah, let us know.
All right.
Or I might not.
All right. This is in the ouch category.
Oh,
Yo.
God.
You're gonna say ouch.
No.
Something's getting hurt.
A puppet show went terribly awry and injured a man's penis. How could that possibly happen?
At a puppet
puppet
show?
At a puppet show. Yes, it was in Australia. This could only be in Australia or United Kingdom.
Right, or the UK, yeah.
The puppetry of the penis. Performer severely injured his testicles in a freak corkscrew accident.
Oh.
David Friend, a co-founder of the comedy group that puts on genital origami shows around the world, was performing his signature trick, the bulldog, when he plopped down on a woman's lap. Now, when he plopped down on the woman's lap, he didn't realize that she had a corkscrew in her pocket.
Oh.
And that corkscrew
of the
went
penis.
right into his puppet penis. which was really his real penis.
Puppetry of the penis. That's
Yeah, so they make
hysterical.
puppets. I guess they give themselves an erection.
What the hell does she have?
All right, they give themselves an erection and do penis puppet
Puppets.
shows.
Interesting.
Very interesting. By the way, Jilly went to the show. She said it was very, very interesting. Yes, and as a matter of fact, after that show, for some reason, she said her husband was very aroused by her scent. I don't know.
One hump day just goes with the other. They just all overlap. Puppetry of the penis. This is
Meanwhile,
real stuff.
doctors are warned.
But listen, you might want to.
That's hard.
Here, excuse me. Here you go. Sorry.
You sure you don't want to?
Sorry.
Put that down the throat too.
Sorry.
Wow.
Meanwhile.
Look.
Yeah, stay at least 3 meters away from me. Meanwhile, doctors are warning people not to put frozen potatoes up their ass. There's a warning going out right now.
Thank you.
Do not. This is public service announcement from Brad Show Live's Hump Day edition.
Yes.
Do not stick a frozen potato up your ass.
All right.
Doctors have issued a warning.
Noted.
Right.
I'm just reading the card here. All right, doctors have issued a warning against putting frozen potatoes up your anus. An increasing number of hemorrhoid sufferers have reportedly taken to the internet to seek alternate solutions to hemorrhoids.
Oh gosh.
Now has emerged an unusual solution on the internet has taken hold. The frozen potato. Per Wales Online, one article claims, here's what you need to do. You peel a potato and cut it into thin slices like you do it like a French fry. You put the slices in the freezer and wait till they're frozen. Insert the frozen potato slices up your ass and leave it there for 30 seconds.
Why?
Repeat the process 3 to 5 days, and believe me, your hemorrhoids will be gone.
Oh, they're doing it for the hemorrhoids.
That's what it says here.
Oh.
But doctors are saying no.
Don't do it.
Don't stick the potato up your ass.
Why?
Per Dr. Deanna Gall, a leading online medical service doctor for you, she says, piles can be an irritating condition and sufferers are sometimes too embarrassed to seek professional helping, turning to old wives' tales. I guess piles would be hemorrhoids. The doctor continued, there is no medical evidence. This is our PSA of the day. There is no medical evidence that putting frozen potatoes inside your ass can help cure hemorrhoids. So I'd urge caution to anyone thinking about it.
So everyone watching at home, don't stick potatoes
Don't
up
do
your
it.
butt.
Don't do
Don't
it.
put the potatoes up your butt.
I just got to get the potato out 1 second.
You didn't get the story
I didn't get
soon
the
enough.
story soon enough. Let's see. Oh, and finally, okay, for our single squatties out there.
No.
Okay.
All right, when you are on your dating app, okay, what should you be doing to get the most swipes for your dating app?
Things to look out for.
Okay, add a dog.
Oh.
Add a dog to your profile, and you will get more dates.
Really?
According to new research, over a third of people who have swiped right because they want to meet the dog in the woman's profile. A survey of 2,000 Americans who have used a dating app have found that using a cute pooch in their pictures have helped respondents finding success matching online. So there you have it. All right, we got to get to our immigration questions.
Yes. All right, everybody. Now it is time for you guys all to start your watch parties on Facebook. So all you have to do is click on share. A couple options now say host a watch party or watch a watch party, and click on start. Okay, so it'll take our video from our page to your page, and you guys are the host. So you guys have to make sure you can add people. There's a little link on the top that says add or invite people as well, so you can invite them. But it also sends a notification to all your friends and family on your friends list. So make sure you start your watch parties right now. What are we gonna do on YouTube?
On YouTube, guys, if you haven't already, like I mentioned before, you should be subscribed to our channel. Turn on the notification bell where you can also share our show that's on right now. You can share it as a message. You can send it as a text. We are also live on Instagram, so make sure that you're checking us out there as well at Brad Show Live, where you can also slide into someone's DM and share our feed right at the moment, right now, because Brad is going to get into immigration questions, answering your immigration questions. And just like it's a question you have, someone out there might have the same question. And when we ask you to share, it's so important because it's not only for us to get the best of our show. Go ahead, Brad.
By the way, I've heard of the couple. I've heard of the throuple. I've heard of the single. I've even heard that people like to mingle. But now Jessica Leamy Joelle Reed has said, I'm not single, Brad. I'm tangled. Sometimes taken, sometimes single. I like that. That's a new term.
That is a good one.
Yes.
That is a good one.
All right, I just have to add
too.
that to our discussion.
I'm tangled
Right,
too.
you're tangled too?
Yes.
You're tangled. You're tangled.
Is that what you guys are going with?
Yep.
When you
Yeah, and you know what? It actually makes sense because you're like tangled. You don't even know
There
what's
you go.
going on anymore,
Absolutely.
All
I go
right,
with
is that what, okay.
That's what
See,
we're
why'd
going
we
for.
create that
Yes.
forum, team? But anyways, share on there so we can share conversations like this as well. But it's so important to get the word out there because we're doing our best and to share all this information, and you guys can put up your part and pay it forward as well. And all you gotta do is share. So let's get to the bread and butter of our show,
Yes.
Yo.
All right, guys. Now it is time to get answers to all your immigration questions.
All right, Mashi, in New York City, New York. Mashi, how are you?
Hi, good evening,
Good evening.
Brad.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good.
I'm calling because I've been married to a United States citizen for 2 years,
Right.
and however, I'm not living in the United States at this time. I do go back and forth.
Go back
my
and forth
thing is
between where?
between the U.S. and Jamaica,
Okay.
and my husband now wants to do my adjustment of status.
Okay.
The thing is, he lives in public housing. Would it be able to work if we have a good co-sponsor?
Public housing is a negative these days. So the longer he's
Yeah.
in public housing, the more negative it is. It's considered a government assistance. So he's going to have to make a lot of money. You're going to have a really good job. You're going to have to show that you can support yourself independently, meaning that you have good skills, you have good education, you may have medical insurance, but public housing is a big negative. That doesn't mean you can't get it. Just means like you're behind the 8 ball already.
Right. I do have skills. I'm educated and I do speak good English. But my thing is the initial paperwork that we're going to submit. Like, my co-sponsor has his own business and make a lot of money. But the initial submission of the papers, like, would my skills override his public assistance?
I don't know. I mean, are you a professor of rocketry? I don't know what your skills are.
So I'm a nurse.
You're a registered nurse?
Jamaica. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what I would do, if I were you, is I would take the NCLEX. Did you take the NCLEX already?
No.
Okay. Take the NCLEX, and pass the NCLEX, and then that way you can show that you can be employed immediately as a registered nurse in the United States of America. And I think that would do it.
Okay.
Because a registered nurse is going to make over $80,000 a year, most likely have medical insurance.
Okay. All right. And where does these information, like, do they look at it in the initial stages, like when you just submit the paperwork, or do they look at it when you actually do the interview?
I think both. I mean, this is all brand new, so we'll see what happens. We just started filing all these applications in the last couple of weeks, so we'll see what happens.
Okay. And my final question, my husband does get a pension. Would they count that towards his assets?
Yes. No, they'll count it towards his income.
His income?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you get a pension, you get a monthly payment or whatever it is.
Oh. Well, in that case, would we need a co-sponsor then?
I would do it anyway because you're in public housing.
Oh, you wouldn't? Okay. So just use the co-sponsor then?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, you're very welcome. let's go to Dawn in New Orleans, Louisiana. Dawn.
Hello, good afternoon, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
What's going on?
I must first congratulate you on your good job. Keep it up.
And thank you very much. Thank you. What's going on?
I have this problem. I married to a U.S. citizen. I went to the interview. They said they see where the marriage is okay, but I have a problem. I've been married before, and my husband divorced me, and I did not know. So when I was coming to the United States and I went for the visa, I put married, not knowing that he will already divorced me. So they said they are reviewing the case. How long you think they would take to review that case?
At least 4 or 6 months. It sounds like you made a misrepresentation. No one's going to believe you didn't know you were divorced. I'm just being frank with you, and they're going to make you do a waiver. I think at this point you're probably going to need a consultation.
Okay, so I would have to do the waiver before?
No, wait for them to tell you. Hold on 1 second, though, okay?
Okay, then.
All right. Let's go to Seda in Queens. Seda.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, sir. Thank you so much for your help.
My pleasure.
I do have a question about my son. He petitioned me, and we submitted everything on June 28th. I-130 is still pending, but we got an RFE, and we sent the papers back, but we missed the most tax return. And then we got like a denial of just like one thing. It says on the denial that we missed like the most recent tax return. Now my question, I know that you always advise people to refile, but since nowadays that public charge, and I went over the self-sufficiency form, and it's really scary. Should I get it I take a chance and reopen and do the motion to reopen instead?
Did you submit the tax return?
Not yet. I was denied on February 28th, and I know I have 30 days to
Yeah, I mean,
respond.
if you believe that you're going to have a problem with the new application, yes, make a motion to reopen. That may be a smart thing to do. I can't tell you for certain because I don't have your financial documentation in front of me. I'm just going based on what you're telling me. Now, the thing with doing a motion to reopen, it takes 6-9 months. There's no guarantee they reopen it, and you may be put in removal while your case is pending a motion to reopen. And then you're going to have to file a new adjustment anyway. But I mean, yeah, if you think that's you're going to have a problem with the new adjustment, then yeah, that's reasonable to do a motion to reopen. I hope it works out. I don't know for sure.
Okay, and I've heard, but I'm not sure. You just said even if I do a motion to reopen and I submit the form, once they receive it, does that mean that my status is pending again, or
No.
they can still send the NTA?
They can still send an NTA. You don't have any status until they reopen it.
And can I do both at the same time, do the motion to reopen?
No, you can't do both. It's one or the other. So
And
that's why generally I say just refile again. That's my general gut feeling, and you can go to other lawyers, and other lawyers will disagree with me. I mean, there's no right or wrong answer. This is my opinion. My opinion, which I always generally think is right, but people can disagree with me. It's fine. Is refile again. But if you sit here and tell me you're going to have a problem refiling again because your affidavit of support, you're never going to pass the new requirements, then yeah, do the motion to reopen for sure. I'm just concerned that maybe they won't reopen it. 2, you already screwed up, so you couldn't even get the application done right. Motion to reopen is even more complicated. I have no confidence that you'll be able to do that right. And my concern is that you're going to be put in removal. So, with all that being said, I would tell you, you're in Queens, have a consultation with me, simply because I don't know what the financial, maybe I'll look at the financial documentation, I'll say, Seda, you're crazy, you can refile again, it's perfectly fine. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's just my concern is with that all the form that has the credit score, and then if you have credit cards, how much debt you have, and if you're going to be able to support yourself. And I got a co-sponsor because my son is not making enough money.
I understand, but I answered your question. I don't know until I speak with you and see your financial documentation. I'm not privy to it. Again, if in a perfect world, you refile again. All right, but maybe this is not a perfect world. Maybe you won't be able. Maybe you have a lot of credit card debt. Maybe your spouse is in public housing. Maybe I don't know. You'll never complete that application properly. So then do the motion to reopen. I'm just you take there's a risk based on what you're telling me. There's a risk in everything you do. There's a risk in doing the motion to reopen because maybe it doesn't get approved and maybe you get put in removal. And there's a risk refiling your paperwork because you won't have the financial wherewithal to get through the new paperwork. So so if given the both, do the motion to reopen. You could always withdraw the motion to reopen and refile a new adjustment application.
But if I'm in the middle of the motion to reopen and they send me the NTA, I'm done. I have to go to court, right?
Correct.
So I'm not going to be dealing with immigration. I'm going to be dealing with the judge. I cannot back up.
Correct. There's no such thing as I don't want to be in deportation. I don't want to. There's no such thing as, hey, you know what? I got put in deportation. I don't like it. I won't go. There's no such thing. You got to go.
Yeah. And even my I-130 is pending. They might put me in deportation.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you so much for your help, and I really appreciate it.
You know what the answer is?
What?
Come see me. Hold on.
I will. I'm coming on. I do have an appointment with you on Saturday at 2 o'clock.
Then. Okay, then. All right. So then no need to fret. Hold on. All right. Let's go to Bianca in Nassau, Bahamas. Bianca.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So I have a question. My fiance, he has a permanent resident card, which he had from 2007.
Right.
He was married to a U.S. citizen, which is the reason for him getting the card, who works in the Bahamas. They got divorced in 2011. He never overstayed his time, but he had to do a re-entry because of a car accident where he was unable to travel. He has a new resident card. And when he got the resident card, they told him that he can apply for citizenship within 2.5 years. But he's getting mixed communication. Some people are telling him that he won't be able to apply until the 5 years.
Well, let me tell you what the rules are, because I'm kind of lost in where he was during this whole time. He's a
Bahamian citizen.
I understand, and he had a green card, and he had a re-entry permit, and he was in the Bahamas for a while, but now he's back.
Yeah.
I get the general gist. The numbers go in and out of my head, unfortunately. But let me tell you, I'm going to straighten this out for you, because as long as you're decent in math, if you're decent in math, you don't need my help, because I'm going to give you the 3 mathematical formulas to figure out when you can do citizenship, okay?
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
In the last 5 years, so we go back 5 years, we're now March of 2020. Between March of 2015 and March of 2020, was he physically in the United States for more than 30 months, which is he was in the United States for more than 2.5 out of 5 years between March 2015 to March 2020. That's mathematical formula number 1. Mathematical formula number 2. Between March 2015 and March 2020, did he ever take a trip outside of the United States that he was out of the United States of America for more than 6 months?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
When was he out of the United States for more than 6 months?
He came back to the United States in 2018, and he's been there.
So then he has to wait till 2023. So it's 5 years from his return from the trip that was more than 6 months.
Okay.
All right? So we don't even have to get to mathematical formula number 3. Okay. What else?
Okay. One more question. If we apply for the I-130 while he's a green card holder, and I'm waiting on that to be processed, I understand that it takes about 18 months.
2 years.
2 years for the I-30. Once that's processed, I won't be able to travel back and forth, correct?
In theory, you won't, because you've shown an intent to get your green card, but they have a right to let you in on a visitor's visa at the airport anyway. But you would have to show a return plane ticket in a very short period of time staying in the United States, and you would also have to show what your true visiting status is while you're coming, and you would have to show that you're going back to a job. You know, they're going to question you a lot, and there's no guarantee.
Okay, and if I decide to stay after the I-30, while the I-30 is being processed, would I still be able to go ahead and adjust status if I?
No, because you're not adjusting status. You're. Oh, if you decide to stay in America.
Yeah, if I decide to stay in America while the I-30.
If you decide to stay in America and stay out of status in America, you would have to wait on him to become a citizen.
Oh, I would just have to wait on him to become a citizen.
Correct.
Okay, and there would be no you would not suggest that?
No.
Okay, because there would be a penalty for that.
Yeah, you would have to do a provisional waiver, go home and come back. I'd rather see you take your chances coming to the airport for short trips.
Okay.
All
okay.
Right?
But they will allow me to come back and forth
I can't
as long as I show.
I can tell you is, how could I? I'm not the Immigration Service. All I can tell you is the law. This is the law. You've shown an intent to get a green card. So now you're coming here on a visitor's visa. In fact, you've even called this show, I hope they're not listening, and said, what if I overstay my time? So even in your head, you're thinking that you're not going to go home. So they know that you may not go home. And if they think you're not going to go home, they're going to bar you from coming to America. You've already shown an intent to live in America permanently. So when you come into the airport, you better come with a lot of evidence to show, hey, I'm not coming to live here. I'm short trip. Here's my return plane ticket. I got my job waiting for me back home. My property, my dog, which you hear in the background, everything's waiting for me back home.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's go to Mr. Singh in Los Angeles, California. Mr. Singh.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, sir. Good. So I have two questions. So the first one is about the selective services. So I'm eligible for the N400, which is according to the three-year rule on the marriage-based green card.
Right.
So I'm eligible next week to file an N400, but I have a question regarding the selective services question in the form. When I was when I came in 2011, I was 22 years old, and I was not aware that I have to do the selective services and all that. I have to register for selective services and all that stuff. And I was on the student visa until I got married in 2016, and
There's a if you go to the Selective Service website, you can go and check to see if anybody ever notified you about the Selective Service. So basically, I would guess is that nobody ever did, and you could print something out and show I was never notified about it. If they did notify you about it, you had to apply for Selective Service by your 26th birthday, so then you wouldn't be able to apply for your citizenship till 31. But you said you were 20-something in 2011, so you're over 31. You're over 31. You're over 31 anyway now, so you're fine.
Okay, so this 25th, I'm going to be 31.
Yeah, so 5 years after you had to apply for Selective Service, you didn't. It's a bad moral character thing not to apply for Selective Service. So you got to wait. So it's 5 years. You pass that 5 years, you're good.
Okay, you mean 31, right?
What? Yeah, 26 to 31.
31. Yeah. And second question is, sir, my extension is, they give me extension for 18 months, so it's already 1 year, and I'm going to file pretty soon for the N400. So what do you think, my I-751 and the N400 is going to decide on the same time, or how that's going to work?
They're supposed to, but when you file the N400, you usually screw up everything. I would wait on the I-751 first these days.
Okay, then I will wait then.
Yes, that's my opinion.
Okay, thank you, sir. Bye.
Good lawyers can differ. There's lawyers who file N400s all the time. I don't think you should, because they end up not approving either one. Let's go to Mr. Ali in Brooklyn. Mr. Ali.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you?
Good, fine, thank you.
What's going on?
I call in 2019, last August, I become a citizen.
Okay.
And I upgrade my paper. and they told me I got to hear from them in about a month.
You upgraded.
month
You
or-
upgraded whose paper?
My wife, I upgrade from resident
where
to
is she?
citizen.
Where is she?
She's back home in Guyana.
And this was in 2013, you said?
No, 2019. I upgrade on last August, 2019.
And you still haven't heard anything?
My lawyer called them and they said that this month, the 26th or 27th, we're going to receive the biographic. So my reason to call you, I want to know if this time pass and I don't receive it, can I call you or make a consultation with you?
Yeah, because I don't know what you mean by biographic. If the I-130 was already approved, you should get...
No, I'm sorry. The last paper, like, for, going for the visa.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're already through the National Visa Center.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Come see me by the end of the month if you don't hear anything.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Right. Let's go to Sharon in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Sharon.
Good evening, Mr. Brad.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
What's going on?
I have a question here for you. I got married in 2015, went in for interview. I got turned down. But the immigration write me and told me that they're giving me 1 month to put in back the paperwork for proof, which I have a lawyer and I give her the paperwork. But my grandma passed away in 2019.
Who passed away?
My grandma.
Your grandma. So you got what's
Yes.
called a notice of intent to deny, and they gave you 30 days to overcome that.
Yes.
Right.
But the lawyer put it, I give the lawyer the paperwork to put it in back. And I went to the immigration in 2019 to see if I can get a stamp in my book to go back to Jamaica for the funeral. When I went to immigration, they told me that there was no paperwork in, so they threw me out 2 years ago. What can I do to reopen back that case?
Are you with your spouse?
My spouse is not living with me anymore. He walked out on me.
So unless you're going to do an abuse case, or get divorced and fall in love again. Those are your choices.
So I have to get an abuse case?
I'm not saying you have to get an abuse case. You don't get an abuse case. It doesn't pop out of this thin air. If you were abused, if you were extreme emotional abuse, physical abuse, you can file an abuse case. If not, you get divorced and you got to fall in love again. There's nothing to reopen.
Okay, then.
All right?
Okay.
All right. Let's go to Jay in Atlanta, Georgia. Jay.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. I want to ask you a question, Brad. Last week I called and talked to you about my dismissed case. You remember that?
No, but anyway.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I did told you that I have an interview on 12. That is tomorrow. And I got a notification from USCIS last night that they're going to reschedule me a new interview and mail me a notice. So I don't know why they changed. They cancel tomorrow interview.
Excuse me. Magic 8 Ball. Jay got his interview rescheduled. Why? Nobody knows, not even the Magic 8 Ball.
I don't know.
I don't know. Magic 8 Ball doesn't know either. I don't have the slightest idea why they would reschedule. It could be a million different things. Your fingerprints didn't clear. The officer who was supposed to interview you got scared he was going to get coronavirus and called in sick. They lost your file. I have no idea. They spilled coffee on the desk, and there's no desk for you to sit in. There's 100,000 reasons why they rescheduled you. So you can't run a movie in your head, because this is what happens. People run movies in their head and think the worst. I have no idea. Wait for it to be rescheduled again. If you're entitled to your green card, you'll get it.
Yeah, and they said I should look out in the mail.
So then look out.
At April the 10th.
Okay, so then look out. It's the best we can do at this moment. In other words, if they tell you you have an interview tomorrow, they'll reschedule it. There's not a lot anyone could humanly do about it. And you can't assume in your head, my interview is being rescheduled and now something bad is going to happen to me. There could be 100 million reasons why your interview got rescheduled, and it has nothing to do with your case whatsoever.
Okay, bro.
All right, so hang in there.
Okay, thank you.
All right, let's go to Mr. Jude. Hey, Jude, in Orange County.
Hi, hey, Brad.
How are you? How many times has somebody
I'm
said
good,
to you,
I'm
hey,
good.
Jude?
Always, I get that.
Always, right?
Always.
What's going on?
I wanna tell you, it's a great show. I enjoy every minute of. I have a question. I received a RFE from field office. They want my Wawa receipt to convert my I-485. However, original RFP letter that they sent to me, and I lost it. I misplaced it. So I have to send them the original back, right? With the evidence.
No, you have a copy of it?
I have a first page of first page of copy of front
As
page.
long as you have something with the barcode on it, that's all that matters.
Yes, I have both barcodes.
Yeah, so then send it back with with the barcode. It'll hit your file.
Okay, thank you, Brad.
You're welcome. All right, let's go to Tom in Newark, New Jersey. Tom.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. Thank you, Brad, for taking my call.
What's going on?
That's it. I filed a I-360, like in 2016, in February. It's been still, pending. I made an inquiry, last month, and they sent me an email, and they sent me a mail, not email, sorry, and saying that my case is, they listed, we received your case, so on date. This is not the evidence is showing that, your case is still pending. When we make a decision, we'll send you an email. So they just replied like that. So what is exactly that mean?
Means they haven't made a decision yet. You made an inquiry. They said they don't make a decision yet. I don't know enough about your case to tell you whether you should be worried or not. Sometimes they don't make a decision because they're lazy and they didn't look at it. Sometimes they didn't make a decision because your fingerprints didn't clear. Sometimes they didn't make a decision because, they want to do an investigation. Sometimes they didn't make a decision because there's a legal question the officer can't handle, and he's got to bring it up to the legal office upstairs or downstairs, or wherever the legal office is. So there could be 101 reasons why they haven't made a decision yet. I don't know the answer. I have no idea why they wouldn't. All we know is they haven't. Now, what I generally do at that point is then, I say, okay, have a consultation. We sit down and I go through all your paperwork and I review your case and ask you very pointed and specific questions about reasons why they would be a possibility that they could deny you. And if I can't come up with any reason why they would need to deny you, why they need to look into this case, then I would say most likely just nobody's looking at your file. They're lazy. And then if it's more than 12 months, you file a mandamus and force them to make a decision. What you don't want to do is file a mandamus and on a case that you have a problem with.
Okay. I filed in 2016. It's been more than 3 years. You know what I mean? So.
Right. So I don't know whether you have it's more than 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, what I'd like you to do, because I don't like to repeat myself, go back or rewind 3 minutes. I'll tell you exactly what happens again. Okay, so hold on. All right, let's go to Walter in Silver Spring, Maryland. Walter.
Yes, hello.
What's happening?
Hi, thank you so much for this call. You're doing a great job. You're helping a lot of people.
Thank you.
My wife had an asylum interview a few years ago, and they said she failed the interview because of inconsistency. And they gave her a court date. She missed the court date, and they put her on the deportation list. And we've been married for about almost 3 years now, and I'm a U.S. citizen. So I just wanted to know what are the correct steps that we can take?
Why was she put in deportation?
Because of they gave her a court date after she, I guess, failed the interview for asylum, and she missed the court date.
Why did she miss it? Did she know about it?
Well, I'm not exactly sure why she missed the court date. I think it was because of maybe the papers issue. She didn't get the paper on time.
All right. So the answer is she's been ordered deported, and you have to make a motion to reopen. And then the $1 million question, it's not going to cost you $1 million, but we always like to say the $1 billion question is, why did she miss it? And it could be one of two reasons. Either she knew about it and decided not to go, or she didn't know about it and therefore couldn't go. So if she didn't know about it and therefore you can't go if you don't know about it, then that's a violation of your rights. And then you have a right to reopen your deportation case. If you knew about it and didn't go, there's actually three possibilities. You knew about it, you didn't go, or you knew about it, you tried to go, but something impossible got in your way and therefore you couldn't go. So if you knew about it and just chose not to go and blow it off, well then, you missed your chance to defend yourself in removal, and then you have to make a joint motion with the trial attorneys to try to reopen your case and show real good humanitarian reasons why, even though you blew off your deportation hearing, why they should reopen it. Or sometimes I tried to go, but there was a lot of traffic. The bus broke down. I got stuck in the elevator for 3 hours. And by the time I showed up to court, the judge says, too late, you got ordered deported. Well, in those particular circumstances, if you can prove that, then they should reopen your case that way as well. So it depends on why she missed her court date. So we would need to have that consultation. So hold on one second. Let's go to Marvin in Brooklyn. Marvin.
Hello.
How are you?
Not too bad, you?
Good. What's going on?
I have a question.
Yes.
I have 2 misdemeanor. I went in for my citizenship. I passed the test and everything. I give him my disposition letter and the probation letter. So after I finished, he said, on the paper he gave you, congratulations, you have passed the test. And the next one said, he cannot make a decision as yet. So he told me a week after I received a letter in the mail saying that he need disposition letter, probation letter that I complete my probation, and court transcript. So I don't understand what that means. The only thing I didn't give him was the court transcript. And he said, the letter said submit on March 27th. Submit the paperwork on March 27th.
You're a smart guy?
You
like to think you're a smart guy? You like to? I think you're a smart guy, right?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why would you give criminal records to an immigration officer without thinking at all about what they can do to me when I give them criminal records? Do you want to know why they're asking you for this?
Yeah.
They're asking you for this. Why do you think they're asking you for this?
Not 100% sure.
Okay. All right. So if you're not 100% sure why they're asking you to provide criminal records, let me ask you another question. You realize 2 misdemeanors could get you deported, right?
Okay.
So if you just hand it over to them, you're just handing them over documentation to get you deported. Why would you do that? You shouldn't even be filing citizenship unless you know you're qualified for it. So I wouldn't be doing anything else other than making a private consultation with somebody. I don't even know if you're qualified for citizenship, and you're handing over documentation. The reason why they're asking for transcripts from a court hearing is they want to know what you pled guilty to, what you were sentenced to, and they can use this certified transcript to deport you out of the country.
Well, the thing is this,
What's the thing?
Yeah, but my thing is this. I finished probation, the probation that they gave me. I never do a jail time.
So what? You don't do jail time means you don't have a conviction? Where did you read? Where did you read anywhere that you don't go to jail? You can stay in America for the rest of your life. That doesn't. There's no such law as that.
Okay.
Hold on one second. Just because you didn't go to jail doesn't mean everything's okay. I don't know where anybody learned that from. Kim in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Hi. Good evening, Brad.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
What's going on?
I have two questions. So
Yes.
my dad, he was arrested and charged. I'm not unsure of the year when he was arrested for a knife. So I just recently got my citizenship and I wanted to file for him. So I told him to go and get like his police record.
Right.
And he went and got a police certificate. He lives in Jamaica. And so they gave it to him. And it says this applicant does not appear in the criminal database system.
Okay, good.
So is that a good thing? I mean,
Yeah,
I know that's
it means
a good thing.
it means there's no arrest record.
Okay. So I want to, I live in Florida, and I want to, of course, do the case with you because I know you're the best.
All right, hold on one second. Hold on. We'll do it all over the phone. Hold on. Let's go to Eric in Houston. Eric.
Hey,
what's
quick
up?
question for you.
Yes.
So back last year around May, my wife is overseas in Pakistan. I filed I-130.
Right.
Do you know roughly, I'm looking for a timeline.
You're a citizen?
And I'm a U.S. citizen myself.
Where's
Yes.
your wife?
Pakistan.
In Pakistan. Oh, it's because it's Pakistan. It could be 2-3 years.
Really?
Yeah, you're going to be filing mandamus after mandamus for Pakistan. It's like a black hole.
What is mandamus? Sorry.
Force the government to actually give you a benefit that you're entitled to.
Okay.
They're going to because it's Pakistan. They're going to delay. Just frank.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so my case has recently been transferred also,
Right.
and I'm not sure why.
I'm not sure why
From the
either, but all I can tell you is from
Nebraska branch,
Pakistan. From Pakistan, it's 2-3 years because they do so many security checks for people from Pakistan.
Okay, so should I get on top of that now? Is there
Yes.
anything I can do to?
Yes, get a good
So what
lawyer.
do I?
Get a good lawyer. Hold on. That's what you got to get on top of from Pakistan.
Yeah.
You know what we're going to do right now?
What are we doing?
We're going to speak to Jonathan Aftalion.
Okay.
Jonathan Aftalion in the Spar Bernstein Attorney Close-Up. And right when we come back, we're going to be pulling out a free consultation from the name machine.
Oh, yeah.
The boss is getting ready to give somebody a free consultation with me.
Let's do it.
We'll be back in a minute. Let's watch Jonathan.
The most common question I get is, as parents, how they can help their undocumented children, especially in this day and age where DACA isn't being granted to these minor children. And there are ways to help them. There's something called special immigrant juvenile status, whereby if you're under the age of 21 and reunification is not possible with at least one of your parents, there are ways to help you get green cards for your undocumented children. We've been getting that question a lot, and then we've been able to help a lot of people get their green cards as well. The second question that I'm asked a lot of times by clients is whether them as the petitioner, they could file for someone even though the petitioner has a criminal record. And a lot of times the answer to that is yes. When the government's looking to give a green card to a beneficiary of a petition, they look at the beneficiary's criminal record. So the petitioner's criminal record most of the time does not apply to the actual petition being filed. Something that we encourage our clients to do is to ask any questions that they may have. There's no such thing as a stupid question. You come in, it's on your mind, it's making you worry. And there are ways that we can resolve your concerns. So if you have questions, feel free to come in to ask us, and we'd love to meet you.
Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future.
Hello. We have a name machine here.
Yep.
We're going to pull out of it. You know what? Generally.
They just fell out.
Uh-oh. Put that person back in. Put that person back in. All right, and if you follow us at Brad Show Live and you tag 5 of your friends on this post, you had an opportunity to win a free consultation with me.
Yeah.
And let's see who it's going to be.
Let's see. Go for it, Brad.
I'm going to pull it out like
Yeah.
this time.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it.
$200 value
And the
for
winner
free.
is Snoopy Hun 101.
Okay.
Snoopy Hun 101.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Chicken dinner. Snoopy Hun.
Congratulations.
So Snoopy Hun 101, why don't you drop Pizza DM in the Brad Show Live Instagram app. And you can also follow me if you didn't get your immigration questions answered on at Real Brad Bernstein. If you follow me at Real Brad Bernstein, I know who you are. And you like some of my pictures because you're a nice person, you can drop me a DM. I'll try to answer your immigration questions as best as I can. And Boss and Dr. Love, why don't you tell everybody what they need to do to enter in our new free consultation contest.
Alrighty, guys, we already selected our winner for this week, and we have the contest back on again. So these consultations are worth $200 with Brad, and you can get it absolutely free. And all you have to do is follow us on at Brad Show Live. Find this post that says Brad Show Live contest, free consultation. You have to like this post. Comment, tag 5 friends. If you comment again and tag another set of friends, share, tag. We'll enter your name in the name machine, and on Hump Day next week, just like we did today, we will be choosing a name and a winner for the contest. So make sure you hop on Instagram right now and enter.
By the way, somebody's really mad that Snoopy Hun 101 won.
Who's mad?
I don't know. We're getting angry faces on Facebook.
Well,
although
right.
Tally says congratulations.
Yeah.
And you can follow me on my personal account at Vanessa.ContrerasTV.
And you guys can follow me at Yonathan Elias TV.
So recently, a video talking about Hump Day, a video of an exotic dancer by the name of Gina Sky.
Oh, yeah.
Exotic dancer is a nice way of saying a stripper.
Right.
Gina Sky falling from a 15-foot pole at a dance cabaret in Dallas. It went viral. She fractured her jaw, sprained her ankle, cracked some teeth.
Yikes.
Now, recently, Vanessa sat down, not with Gina Sky, but with Spar and Bernstein Personal Injury Attorneys to discuss whether or not Gina Sky had a claim for personal injury court to pay for her medical expenses. Let's watch.
Hey Brad Squad, you may have seen the viral video of exotic dancer Janaea Sky falling from a 15-foot pole on a main stage of Exotic Cabaret in Dallas. She fractured her jaw, sprained her ankle, and cracked some teeth in the fall. Today I'm here with Spar and Bernstein's personal injury attorneys to discuss whether or not Janaea Sky has a claim in personal injury court to pay for her medical expenses. While some people took to Twitter to laugh at Janaea's fall on tape, she did have some serious injuries, which she announced on Instagram. She's needed serious medical attention, and Eric Langan, the CEO of RCI Hospitality Holdings, Inc., which owns the club, told TMZ that it was an accident that they are not liable for. So, team, Moshe, David, can you guys tell me, this begs the question, is she eligible for workers' comp or any sort of compensation from the club?
In order to answer that question, first let's discuss what workers' compensation is. Workers' compensation is a type of insurance provided by an employer to an employee in the event you are hurt on the job. For example, if God forbid we were to get injured here at Spar and Bernstein, as long as it wasn't willful and intentional by the employer, then the insurance company provided by the Spar and Bernstein firm would help me pay for my medical expenses and time out of work. That is workers' compensation. Now, what's the implication and consequence of that? If you're provided with workers' compensation insurance, you cannot sue your employer as a matter of law. That's the trade-off you have. If you get workers' comp, can't sue your employer. Now, if your employer does not have workers' compensation because he refuses to pay for it, then you have a cause of action against your employer. Another way to sue your employer is if it's an intentional act. So if, God forbid, Brad Bernstein strikes me, God forbid, right? Then that's a cause of action against the actual employer.
Yeah.
And there's one more exception, which is very rare. It's the grave injury exception. If you suffer a grave injury at work, then you can sue your employer because the implications are far more worse in those circumstances.
And there's a policy behind not being able to sue your employer. As a society, we determined that we don't want to deter employers from having employees. It benefits our economy when employers hire people to work. So the legislature in New York and in other states decided that a trade-off, as opposed to having employees sue all their employers and potentially bankrupting them, the workers' compensation insurance scheme is an alternative to that.
And I think the one thing that we're failing to mention so far, in this case specifically, is was she an employee of the Exotic Club or not, right? And like barbers and dancers, folks that deal in mostly cash businesses like those, oftentimes are independent contractors.
Right.
And they are their own individual companies, and they get paid 1099 income. And in those situations and circumstances, if you're an independent contractor, then workers' compensation wouldn't come into play.
Okay.
Right? So that's an important distinction that we'd have to make in this case. And the second thing is, looking at the pole itself, there's an area of the law, assumption of the risk, right? A thin 8-inch pole in circumference maybe, that's 15 feet in the air, inherently, if you look at it, if you're not a pro or trained to be on it, is inherently dangerous,
Yep.
right? And one of the expected things that can happen to you on a pole like that is what? That you fall.
Yep.
Right, so that's another really interesting legal thing to diagnose and really to figure out what the implications are and what she can recover in this case.
And just to piggyback off of that point, assumption of risk meaning there are certain inherently dangerous activities. So as an analogy, a baseball player, and he gets hit by a pitch that's thrown 100 miles an hour in the elbow or in the shoulder, and he breaks his elbow. The question is, can the baseball player sue the pitcher? And the answer would be no, because he consented to engaging in an inherently dangerous activity, which is playing sports, playing professional baseball. And you can apply this to any sport and any type of activity where there's an elevated risk of danger applicable, such as in this case, the dancer who unfortunately sustained very serious injuries because of a workplace accident.
Yeah, so you guys as professionals, should the strip club take responsibility for the accident, in your professional opinion?
So as a defense attorney, absolutely not. I would not offer to pay anything for this injury. Now again, we don't know exactly what the precise facts are, and when I say that I mean, was the pole defective? If the pole was defective in nature before she got onto the pole to start her dancing, then there's potential cause of action against the employer, the landlord, the owner, or the tenant of this exotic dance club, right? If it was wet, that's another thing you should look for. Because we don't have those facts in front of us, we don't know whether there was any effective nature of this pole to impute liability against the owner or the tenant.
The two most important words when we think about liability is but for. So if you're talking about the defective pole, but for the pole having a defect, she would have been able to successfully mount it, go up, go down. But for that defect, she wouldn't be hurt, right? So that's where the delineation is. And as a defense attorney, also, it's interesting you took that position. I can already imagine them looking at that video and say, she's not that hurt. She went right to dancing after, right? So in personal injury cases, the facts always come into play too, right? If you're so hurt, why are you continuing to dance? Now, from our perspective, we're obviously going to say shock of the moment, adrenaline, she didn't realize how hurt she was yet.
Yeah.
And the medical records themselves don't lie. But as a defense attorney, that's what they're going to try to hang their hat on.
Yeah.
And keep in mind that insurance companies, they're not in the business of giving away cash. So anything they have against you, anything they can use, they will often use against you because they don't want to pay out. And that's why you need experienced personal injury attorneys who can investigate the facts, who can do the research, who know the law, who know how to deal with these insurance companies and ensure that they're not shortchanging anybody and they're paying out whenever they're legally responsible to pay out.
And lastly, one of the most important things to discuss in this particular set of facts, I don't know how it is in Texas, but here in New York, even if the pole was defective, that doesn't automatically impute liability against the owner of the club. Why? You have to prove notice. There are two types of notice. Actual notice, which means that the landlord or the owner knew about the defective pole, and if you didn't have actual notice, then it's something called constructive notice. Should he have known about the defect? Did it exist for 6 months prior to this accident? Those two questions are very important in analyzing whether you can impute liability against the landlord or owner.
And do you guys think that the strip club is responsible for removing the stripper poles?
Well, again,
after the case.
Again, if it's not defective in nature, then there's no reason to do anything, right? Why fix something that's not broken? And another thing, in New York, because we want to give reason for the landlord to repair things, subsequent remedial measures are not admissible in court. So for example, let's say you trip and fall on a defective sidewalk, and then the landlord repairs it the next day. You can't use that against the landlord because we want to create public policy that incentivizes landlords to fix things immediately to prevent further injury.
Okay, team, so the club is actually calling it an accident and there are no plans to remove the stripper poles as a result. Eric Langan, the CEO of RCI Hospitality Holdings, which owns the club, tells TMZ the club's position is the entertainer's choice, their own routine, and as a company, they exercise no control over a dancer's art form. So if they fall, it's on them.
What he's basically trying to say is that the exotic dancer caused her own accident.
And there's many different factors that the law provides in order to make the determination of whether or not someone is an independent contractor and then capable of suing, or an employee subject to the workers' compensation laws. For example, it's not sufficient just to have a contract to say, I am an independent contractor. the courts will look at how you were paid, W-2 versus 1099, what your hours were, who had control over your work. And a lot of these questions and factors would go into this case, would be applicable to this case, in making the determination if she's entitled to workers' compensation or if she's an independent contractor who has the ability to sue an employer.
Yeah. And I mean, despite not being eligible for her compensation, one of her good friends even went as far as starting a GoFundMe for Janaea to help cover her medical expenses, and it's already earned over $40,000.
Wow. Listen, we wish her the best. It's very disheartening to see something like that happen.
Gentlemen, thank you for sharing your professional opinions with me on this case. And Brad Squad, you already know, for any consultations for any personal injury, please contact us at 1-800-529-5465.
Successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future.
Apparently, the stripper became more famous from falling off the dance pole than anything else,
she
right?
She actually went to Wendy Williams' show as well.
Oh, really?
And Wendy Williams gave her a $10,000 scholarship check just so she can finish beauty school.
Oh, wow. So there.
So,
all right.
Everything happens for a reason.
All right, stripping pays. All right.
Listen, maybe I should go.
Hey, to each its own, man.
Yo-yo.
To each its own.
I would do it.
You
No,
have to go,
excuse you, baby boy.
Baby boy.
Baby boy would do
Right.
it.
Would you do one of those like strippergrams where you go to like somebody's like birthday party at their house?
Absolutely.
You're like, Dig Dog.
Yeah.
It's Baby Boy.
And he'll pull out his puppeteer act.
Oh yeah.
At some point.
I just won't sit on anybody's lap.
Don't sit on any corkscrews. Can you imagine?
Yeah, no.
You go to a lady goes to a strip club with a corkscrew in her pocket.
Like
who would ever think that in a million years?
Well, she's ready to drink
That
some
makes
wine
no
at whatever
sense.
point.
And the corkscrew right in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Let's get to a different segment.
Social media check-in. By the way,
all right.
I felt there was some coronavirus sneaking in here. I got to start yelling again.
Oh, God.
Get those germs away from me!
Oh, wow.
Get them away!
I think you're yelling enough for the whole New York City. All right, guys, our first one comes from Jennifer saying, if my brother-in-law decides not to sponsor us after our interview, can we add another and be okay? I had a co-sponsor because my income wasn't high enough.
Well, if your brother-in-law is the petitioner, then that's not okay. If he's a co-sponsor, you could always switch a co-sponsor.
Alrighty, the next one comes from Tanya Victorious, and she says, hi, good afternoon, Brad and the crew. If I am self-petitioning for myself and daughter, can I send in my I-360 and I-485 along with the I-765 and I-693, then after send in my daughter's I-485 along with her other forms? Is this concurrent filing?
I, too many I's.
Yeah.
The answer is yes. She's filing for herself now, and she's going to file for her daughter later. That's
okay.
fine.
Oscar saying, my question is the form I-944, is it when you got your work authorization before you fill out the form of the I-944?
No, you fill it out with the adjustment.
Oh, what we didn't mention, Yo-Yo, is that the questions that we're reading right now are all coming from our Brad Show Live fan page. So like we had mentioned earlier, the first 5 or the first few questions are coming from our Brad Show Live Facebook group, so make sure that you follow that and you enter your question there, and that's how it'll be one of the first ones up.
And we do that because we love the squad.
Right. Yeah.
All right, so you become a member of the squad by
Our
joining
loyal
the
squad.
fan page.
The fan page,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Our next one comes from Kevin Douglas, and he says, I got my 10-year green card on July 2019. I want to know if it's 3 years from July 2019, I can file for citizenship.
Yes, it's 3 years from the time you got your conditional green card.
Yep, that's pretty much where it goes.
All right. I eventually got a response from the immigration department. They asked to schedule the interview. My question is, are my kids going to be affected by the ban even though their case has been ready since last year?
If they're in Nigeria, yes.
All right, the next one is a little long. It comes, I don't have a name here, but it says, my marriage-based AOS case has been on review since September 2019. During the interview, we didn't have enough evidence. Then after the interview, the officer asked if I don't mind to drop my international passport, and they will mail it back to me within 2 weeks, which I didn't receive until now. After 115 days of interview, immigration officer came to my house, but they didn't meet me, neither my wife at home. They met my stepdaughter of 16 years of age, and she said to them she doesn't know anything about me because she was afraid and confused, and she doesn't want to say anything that will cause problems, since after their visit my case still doesn't change. From case review, I didn't hear anything from them. What can I do?
First of all, next time let your stepdaughter know who you are.
Yeah.
I never heard of she got scared. Come on. Usually kids just say the truth, whatever it is. Be that as it may, I don't know what an international passport is. I know what an international man of mystery is. You're looking at him over there. International man of mystery. But this sounds like this international man with a passport and a stepdaughter who has no idea who he is should stop texting this stuff in an open forum and come see me instead.
All right. Guillermo. My name is, Rochelle. Rochelle?
Yeah.
Okay. My mom is American citizen. She was petitioning me April 2012, and my priority date will be April 9th, 2012, I guess. Okay, yeah, so it's been 8 years past. How long do you have to wait for approval and schedule for the interview?
Magic 8 Ball. Man's been waiting 8 years for approval and interview. Other than his mom's a U.S. citizen, I don't know the slightest thing about him. How much longer does he have to wait? Magic 8 Ball says you may rely on getting something.
Oh.
Yeah. All right.
That's a lawyer. Rely on getting a lawyer.
You can rely on getting something. I don't know what that means, but that's what the Magic 8 Ball says.
Rely on getting a
I don't
lawyer.
know enough about your case. You got to come see it.
All right, the next one comes from Monique Gooden, and she asked, I have a pending VAWA, however, my prima facie is about
Prima facie.
prima facie is about
Prima
to
facie. It's the prima
is
facie.
about
I was
to
kidding around.
expire. Do I write?
No, it's the prima facie.
Do I write them?
Prima facie.
How do I say it?
Prima facie.
Prima facie. Okay, now I know when I see it. About to expire. Do I write them for a new one, or will it automatically extend?
The prima facie should automatically extend.
Nazia is saying, how long to take approved the case for I-130 for siblings I sponsored my brothers in September 2019, still waiting for the approval letter?
Over a decade.
This one comes from Tanisha Thomas, and she says, just want to know how long does the NVC take to review a document that was rejected and then resubmitted?
What's the document?
Just a document.
Desmond, we're just going to keep on going.
Yes.
All right, we need more info. Desmond, can I file for my half-sister even though her and I don't have our biological father on either of our birth certificates? If yes, what would we have to do to start the process?
Oh, wow.
Well, if you're basing it on your biological father, you would have to show that you qualify as, each of you would have to show that you qualify as your biological father's child. Now, if the biological father is not on the birth certificate but he's alive, first step is you file and you give affidavit saying he's my father, and you say I'll submit to blood tests. And there'll be a blood test between your father, biological father, and your sister and you. So 3 people will be taking a blood test. And then you're going to have to submit, if the biological father was not married to either of your mothers, then you also have to show that you had a relationship with that biological father between birth and 18. So pictures of you together with the biological father, pictures of your sister together with the biological father, proof that when they went to school that he was listed as the father, baptismal certificate, affidavits from people saying that he was a good father in your life, but you got to show relationship and blood.
Alrighty, the next one comes from Nimra Harris, and they ask, please let me know how long does it take to approve my I-130 for spouse visa. Visa has been 10 months since May 2019.
About a year.
Mohani Indel saying my best friend overstayed her B1, B2 visa. She's married to a citizen. Her lawyer told her USCIS are freezing due to the updating of forms in Georgia. Is this true?
No.
This one comes from J.N. Pereira. I've lost my RFE original notice from the field office. I know what evidence they've requested. Will USCIS deny my case if I send them evidence without the initial RFE letter?
Yes, because it won't get to your file. You need the barcode.
Last one for now. DJ China SA saying, is it safe to travel for 3 weeks on advanced parole with all this coronavirus
Not to
flight
China.
bans going on?
Not to China, DJ China.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, DJ China.
What do I look like, Dr. Sanjay Gupta? What do I know whether it's safe to travel or not? I'm just Uncle Scruffy Brad.
So they're saying, will it be a problem
Traveling back for advanced parole?
Coming back into the country if you live and planning to leave?
The answer is I don't know, because you don't know what's going on with this virus from day to day, from week to week. You don't know what the Trump administration may do in a week or tomorrow or in 72 hours from now. They may, for instance, Italy, you can't go in and out of Italy for 14 days. Israel, even as an Israeli citizen, all right, going back to Israel, an Israeli citizen going back to Israel, Israel's a democracy, has to be put into confinement for 14 days. So who knows what will happen? Who knows what the United States will do?
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so we sent Dr. Love out onto the street to test people's knowledge of which immigrant cultures have influenced which sports teams.
This is fun.
Oh,
different.
I thought this was a love game. This is
it's not.
Sports game.
Yes.
My apologies. Let me rewind a second. We sent Yo-Yo out of the street to test people. I didn't realize you would have been Yo-Yo in this one.
Yeah.
We sent Yo-Yo out of the street to test people's knowledge of which immigrant cultures have influenced which sports teams. Play along in our new game called Immigration and Sports Around the World.
What's up, Brad Squad? This is Yonathan Elias out here in New York City. Now on Brad Show Live, we're always talking about how immigrants influence and enhance different cultures that they join by bringing their abilities and skills to the countries they come to. Now we also talk about cultural influences to food, art, inventions, language, but what about sports? We don't really talk about that. So today we're gonna see which cultures influence which sports teams, and I wanna see how well you and the people on the streets can do. Now let's go. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm great. What's your name and where are you from?
My name is Muhammad. I'm from Canada.
Yeah, Canada in the building. What's up? How you doing? And what's your name and where you from?
Lloyd. I'm from Queens, New York.
Hey, Queens in the building.
In the building, baby.
In the building. That's what I like. All right. What's up? What's your name and where you from?
Manuel de los Santos. I'm from Dominican Republic.
Hey, Dominican Republic representing. What's up? How you doing?
I'm all right. How you doing today?
I'm great. I felt great energy from you when you started walking by.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's your name and where you from?
They call me Greg. I'm from Manhattan.
I love it. I love it. All right, so you ready to play Immigrants in Sports from around the world that influences sports teams? All right. The Fairfield Bulls are a soccer team in Australia started by who? Is it A, Assyrian immigrants, B, Spanish immigrants, C, Croatian immigrants, or D, American immigrants?
I would think Spanish. Spanish, I guess. American?
Spanish.
The answer is A. The Fairfield Bulls is a soccer team started by Assyrian immigrants in Fairfield, New South Wales, Australia. The Fairfield Bulls are an amateur team, but former player Tony Popovic went on to play professionally in the English Premier League and even represented Australia in the 2006 World Cup. Team Bangladesh is a soccer team based in what country? The United Kingdom, Germany, Palau, or New Zealand?
Team Bangladesh. Maybe Palau.
Yeah, good job. That's one. That's one. All right, good job.
Paulo.
There you go. There you go. Already doing good. Starting off good.
Paulo.
There you go.
Come on.
Come on now. Come on. That's it. But you still got a couple more. The answer is C. Team Bangladesh was founded in 2004 and later joined the Palau Soccer League. Palau is a sovereign nation located in the western Pacific Ocean between Guam and the Philippines. According to Statistica.com, in 2010 there were approximately 1.35 million immigrants living in Bangladesh. Some of the Paulans who immigrated there started the Palau Soccer League. Pretty awesome. All right, number 3. Maccabi Thessaloniki are a sports club in Greece. started by Persian immigrants, Turkish immigrants, Jewish immigrants, or Tunisian immigrants?
Tunisian? I say A. Persian?
Persian.
Jewish. Yeah, no, you ain't get
we didn't get that one. We didn't get that.
The answer is C. The club represents the Jewish community in Salonika. Sephardic Jews immigrated to the city of Salonika following their expulsion from Spain in 1942. During World War II, the Germans occupied Greece in 1941. In 1943, they started deporting the Jews in Salonika to concentration camps where most of the 60,000 deported died. Only 1,200 Jews live in the city today. Wow. Number 4, the Sao Paulo Athletic Club is a sports club in Brazil. Started by A, British immigrants, B, Japanese immigrants, C, Swedish immigrants, or D, Spanish immigrants?
Spanish.
Is it C?
I guess Swedish.
Spanish. But I want to say British. Yeah.
It's British.
It is.
Yeah. The answer is A. The club was founded in 1888 by British immigrants. The club no longer has a soccer team, but the club does compete in indoor soccer, rugby union, and tennis, among many other sports. One of their major contributions at the cultural level was the establishment of several football clubs. CD Palestino is a soccer team that represents the Palestinian community in what country? Is it in Denmark, France, Chile, or United States?
Denmark?
Chile.
There you go.
Chile?
Yeah! Come on, he's killing it.
I did Chile.
There you go.
Chile's in the building.
There you go. He got it. The answer is C, Chile. CD Palestino was founded in 1920 by Palestinian immigrants. The earliest Palestinian migrants came from Chile in 1850s during the Crimean War. Others arrived during the World War I and later during the 1948 Palestinian War. FC Balkany Zorya is a soccer team that represents the Hungarian community in what country? Russia, Czech Republic, Bulgaria, or Ukraine?
Russia?
Ukraine.
There you go.
It's
There you
Ukraine,
go.
isn't it?
Yes. Ukraine. Good job.
Ukraine?
Killing it at the end. Ooh! There you go. That's how you end on a good note. Good job, man.
Thank you so much, man.
No problem.
Ukraine.
Killing it. End it off like that. Come on, let them know.
You remember Dave Chappelle?
Yeah. Yeah. All right, the answer is D, Ukraine. FC Balkan Zorya were founded in 2007 in the Ukrainian village of Zorya. Club has won 2 amateur titles and is currently playing in the 2nd division in Ukraine. The club is working towards playing in the Ukrainian Premier League. It turns out the 7th biggest Hungarian diaspora in the world is in Ukraine. Now take that. Well, there you have it, Brad Squad. I know you guys learned something today, just like everybody else did. As you can see, this was fun because cultures actually influence even sports teams. Who would have thunk it? Thank you, Brad Show Live. Now back to the studio.
Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thunk it?
Thunk.
Thunk.
When you say thunk it, is there an H in there?
Yeah.
Or thunk it?
No, it's think, like thunk. Who would have thunk it?
But I thought
Is
you
that
said
a
thunk
word?
it. Who would have
That's
dunked
my
it?
word.
It's not a word.
I know.
Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thought it?
No, who would have thunk it?
Who would think of that?
What's the
There
other?
you
Why
go.
are we just letting Yo-Yo make up words?
Because Dr. Love.
Because we allowed him
Baby
to
boy.
we allowed him to name himself, so why not make up words as well, right?
There you
Well,
go.
who would have thunk that, Brad?
Exactly. Aha! All right, we're going to answer 10 questions in a minute and 10 seconds.
Yes.
I'm told we have, if we do it, I'm told we have a huge celebration. Yes, in the bar down the street. Jill said that she will take us all out for drinks every day as long as we beat the clock.
Wow.
Yes.
So let's read fast. No
Okay,
tongue ties.
right. So we want the free drinks from Jill. Because I said to
Absolutely.
Jill today, I said, you know, when we beat the clock,
I'm here for it.
are we going to have a celebration? And she says, yes, in a bar down the street.
All
what
right,
she
well,
said to
there's
me.
really a bar down the street.
There's
There
a bar
is.
down the street.
The Wooly. Isn't that what it's called?
I don't know. There's lots of them. All right, you ready?
Alrighty.
All right. First, ready?
Go.
Can file mandamus 120 days after green card interview?
No.
How many days can I wait for a response after I went for Stroke's interview?
120 days.
What is the 485 interview?
That's the adjustment.
I applied for VAWA and the lawyer called me saying that the certification was approved. What does that mean?
It means that the I-360 was approved.
How long does it take to receive a green card in the mail after your passport got stamped?
Probably 8 weeks.
How long after a VAWA case is approved do you get an interview?
You have to file an adjustment.
My daughter is in the U.S. She's 36. Can I file for her?
Yes, if you're a resident or citizen, she's single.
What chances does one have for a visa after completing the 10-year ban? First visa was B1, B2.
Then try again, but I doubt you'll get a non-immigrant, but you can try for an immigrant visa.
Is the I-944 form, does it apply to be someone who filed last October?
No.
I am Nigerian, currently in North Carolina. My stay here expires in 2 weeks. I intend to get married to my fiance, a U.S. citizen, in July.
There's no ban here, and it would apply, the 994 would only apply to, not apply to adjustments filed here.
Done.
So I went back and answered the question again.
There we go.
Shots on Jilly.
Shots on
Shots
Jilly.
on Jilly.
All right.
And we got our little bell. Those are fireworks.
Oh, I thought
Just
somebody.
take it.
I thought somebody let out some gas in the studio there.
No,
That's what it sounded like.
It's the fireworks
I
crackling.
thought Groundhog Sam came and gave out some gas here.
That's exactly what it sounded like.
That's what
That's
it
what
sounded
you would have
like?
thunk.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded
Who
like.
would have thunk it?
Who would have thunk that? All right, comments of the day.
Stop those stinky thoughts.
All right, guys, our first comment of the day comes from Digor saying, I'm a proud Brad squatter. I watch every day and feel miserable when you are not on.
Oh,
very
I
nice.
do too.
Right. Ditto.
Yeah.
The next one comes from
Trito.
Trito. Make up your own word.
Yes.
Asset Lindo, and he says, best adult show around here after hours. I need me a glass of wine.
Wow.
You said it.
She.
So do we.
She said it.
Oh, she said it.
Yeah.
I said you said it.
Huh?
Whatever.
Asset Lindo's a she.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, our third comment of the day comes from Kanisil saying, what a great show today. Nice to see Brad's face turning rainbow colors. Whoa. This was the Hump Day stories, obviously. Your face does turn a lot of colors, yes.
Really?
Yes. Yes, it does. Mine doesn't.
Well, you know what's interesting? Well, it's not interesting. It's the truth, though, is I don't know the Hump Day stories ahead of time.
Right.
Right.
So they come as a surprise to Brad,
It comes
too.
as a surprise to me,
Yes.
too, which is why I change colors.
Okay.
The next one comes from, this is from Instagram, from GH Soul G52, and they say, best show of the decade.
Wow!
And the decade just got started.
That's right. That is true. It's only about 3 months. So
damn.
basically he's saying it's the best show in the last 90 days.
All right, I'll take it.
We'll take it.
Yeah, good
I
job,
thought it was
team.
for the last 10 years, but we'll take it anyway.
We'll take it. All right, we have one from Lisa Bling Rose saying, coronavirus never got any visas, so how did it enter America? Uncle Brad, that's my immigration question. I want to know, too.
That's a answer it, Brad. You have
How?
10 seconds.
Illegally.
I don't know, but coronavirus, stay away from me. I'm gonna yell away. I'm gonna yell at it.
Right.
Last comment of the day came from Victor Kobe. And he says, great job, guys. You guys don't know how helpful this show is to a lot of immigrants. Bless up.
Oh,
Right,
thank
that's
you,
what we're
thank you.
saying.
And by the way, we know every day we help as many people as we can, and this is why we come here every day. We come here to have fun, but also to help as many people as we can as well.
Absolutely.
Great job, Yo-Yo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Great
thank
job, Vanessa.
Great job, Uncle Brad.
No.
Amazing
I
job.
just come here and just do my job. But you guys, you guys do a great job.
Thank you
You
so
guys
much.
do a great
This
job.
guy.
And by the way, back there behind this wood wall,
They do
an
an
amazing job.
Yeah.
Okay, because we
We
couldn't
don't
do
do
it
it
with
alone.
all those guys behind and ladies behind there.
Yes.
That's right.
Agreed.
Don't forget it's International Women's Day. We got to love our ladies on the squad.
That's right. All right, we'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay.
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it, I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein Law Firm, located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK, 1-800-529-5465.